Good morning, ma'am. How are you? Good morning, ma'am. How are you? Oh, shit.
Good morning. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Good morning.
We can't hear you. Not sure.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Mike, can you hear me?
Yes. Hear me?
No?
I can hear you.
There
Miss
we
Free,
go.
can we hear you? Can you hear us now?
Yes, thank you. It was on my end. Sorry.
No worries at all. Um, my name's George Morrill. I'm the B County Judge. We have Mr. Loya here, and I think Miss Olive is coming in just one moment.
Here.
Hey, Miss Olive, how are you? Miss Olive is our probate clerk.
Thank you for allowing us to do this by Zoom.
Oh, yes, ma'am, no problem. Would you please tell me how you would prefer I address you? Is it Ms. Kunstfried or Miss Freed or?
Miss Freed is fine, or Candace. Either one works for me.
All right. And is the gentleman with you Neil Doak McBride?
Yes, he goes by Doak. Yes.
Okay, Mr. McBride, nice to see you this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is an application to probate the will as a muniment of title. Perfect. Ms. Freed, are we ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
The court will call cause number P8165 in the matter of the estate of Wilhelmina Bayer McBride, and I apologize. I think I probably mispronounced 2/3 of the late Miss McBride's name. So my apologies. Mr. McBride, you're the applicant and you'll be the witness today. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in this proceeding is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Ms. Freed, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you please state your name for the court?
Neil Doak McBride,
And what was your relationship to the decedent Wilhelmine Bayer McBride?
stepson.
And did the decedent die in Beeville, B County, Texas on April 19th at the age of 91 years in the year 2021?
Yes,
And this court has jurisdiction because your stepmom, the decedent, was a resident of Beeville, B County, Texas. Is that correct?
yes,
And I'd like to request the court to take judicial notice of the original or purported original will that was sent into the court. And my client will be looking at a copy, which is here in front of him. And I now show you what purports to be the last will and testament of Miss McBride. Do you recognize this as the signature of your stepmom?
yes,
And to the best of your knowledge, was this will ever revoked by her?
no,
And your stepmom was married to Neil Maddox McBride on July 14th, 1954, and remained married to your father, Neil Maddox McBride, at the time of her death. And there were no other known marriages, no divorces or separations pending. Is that correct?
that is correct.
All right. And Miss McBride had one child named Martina Monica McBride Ortiz. And she died July 7th, 2017, prior to this will. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And no children were born to or adopted by Miss McBride, the decedent, after the date of this will. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And so the sole beneficiary under the will is your father, Neil Maddox McBride. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And he was named to serve as the independent executor of the estate and is not able to serve in that capacity because he has dementia. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you were named to serve alternatively as the executor. Is that correct?
Yes,
But upon assessment of the estate, it does not appear that there's a necessity to have an independent executor appointed. Is that correct?
yes, that's correct.
Okay. And there were no other children brought into the home by Miss McBride. None were adopted by her. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And she did not apply for or receive any Medicaid benefits on or after March 1st, 2005. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And are there any unpaid debts to the best of your knowledge?
None to my knowledge.
Okay. And so to the best of your knowledge, there's no administration necessary and the estate is not taxable. In other words, it's less than $11,700,000. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And although you are not the beneficiary, your father is, we are therefore not requesting that the court waive the 180-day affidavit. In other words, we will file that timely. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Your Honor, I have no further questions. We did request a MERP certification. I do have that there are no MERP claims, but I did not e-file it because it has a social security number on there. So I have that in my file if you'd like us to forward that to you. Otherwise, we're requesting the will be admitted to probate as a muniment of title only, and that the 180-day affidavit will be filed according to its timeline.
Ms. Freed, thank you for your examination, and Mr. McBride, thank you for your testimony. The court finds the pleadings on file and the testimony to be in due form, and the court will enter an order admitting the will to probate as muniment of title. The court also has in the file a unsigned copy of proof of death and an oath of no debts, and I just presume that those will be signed today and e-filed as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that's wonderful. Is there anything further that you need from the court this morning?
No, Your Honor, not unless you guys can tell me if your land records match your probate records, or we're going to have to file certified copies in the land records as well.
So this is, I'm a practicing lawyer as well, and I've practiced down here in South Texas for a good bit, and I can tell you that it's not necessary. But if you, especially with respect to, well, only with respect to real estate, if you don't, you will end up having to address it directly with the appraisal district at some point in time in the future. So as my own private practice, what I do, not in B County obviously anymore, but with muniments of titles, I do go ahead and get a certified even if it's the same county. And Mr. McBride, it's a great question that Ms. Freed asked, and it's an additional cost of, it can be $100 to $150, but it's just peace of mind. It's the same exact packet of information that's in the court files that would now be recorded in the real property records, which then absolutely will get picked up by the appraisal district in a manner in which hopefully they understand. But I will also, since the question was posed, I would encourage you, Ms. Freed, to contact and communicate with the appraisal district directly, just because, not just in B County, but in all counties, oftentimes they may miss the import of a probate document as
right.
a title.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, good luck. Miss Olive can provide those for you. You can call her. It's a pretty slow day. It's raining cats and dogs here, so she could probably get those documents prepared for you pretty quickly.
Great. Thank you very much.
If there's nothing further, then y'all are excused. Mr. McBride, on my own behalf, on behalf of my staff, and on behalf of the county clerk's office, please accept our sincere condolences on your loss. This is probate's a very antiseptic process. The proceedings like this are very light in nature usually, but it shouldn't be an indication of a lack of compassion or understanding on our behalf that we're dealing with real people who are suffering real loss. And so please accept our condolences. Our best of luck to you and your family in the future.
Thank you. Well said and appreciated.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir. Y'all have a great day. And if you're ever down, come by.
I'll be there later today.
Well, drive safely then.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.